There comes a moment in your life when something deep inside you shifts. A moment where your heart, your mind, your spirit all come into agreement and whisper the same truth. I just don't care anymore. Not because you've become cold, not because you've given up, not because you stopped loving or stopped trying, but because you finally understand that caring about the wrong things, the wrong people, and the wrong situations has been draining the very life out of you. You reach a point where you're not angry, you're not bitter, you're not resentful. You're just done with the battles that lead nowhere, done with explanations that fall on deaf ears, done with proving your worth to people who never saw it, done with trying to be enough for people who were never enough for you. This moment isn't loud, it isn't dramatic, it's quiet, it's peaceful, it's a calm you didn't even know you were capable of feeling. Because for so long you carried too much, you cared too deeply, you held on to expectations that crushed your spirit. You tried to fix what wasn't yours to fix. You tried to help people who didn't want help. You cared about opinions that didn't matter. You tried to be everything to everyone and lost yourself in the process. But now, something in you has awakened. A deeper wisdom, a stronger clarity, a higher understanding. And suddenly, you just don't care anymore about the things that once consumed. You don't care about being liked. You don't care about fitting in. You don't care about being accepted. You don't care about being understood by people committed to misunderstanding you. You don't care about pleasing everyone. You don't care about winning arguments that hold no value. You don't care about holding on to people who let go of you long ago. You don't care about defending yourself to those who already made up their minds. You don't care about explaining your intentions to people who twist everything you say. You finally realize that your peace is more important than their approval. Your energy is more important than their expectations. Your life is more important than their opinions. And that kind of freedom, this deep internal release, is something no one can take away from you. You stop caring because you're tired. Not tired in the physical sense, but tired in your soul. Tired of giving too much. Tired of trying too hard. Tired of carrying conversations, relationships, friendships, and situations that were never balanced. Tired of keeping yourself small to make others comfortable. Tired of showing up for people who never showed up for you. Tired of pretending everything is okay when it's not. At some point, you just say, enough. Enough of the emotional exhaustion, enough of the disrespect, enough of the inconsistency, enough of the double standards, enough of the drama, enough of the manipulation, enough of the guilt tripping, enough of carrying responsibilities that were never yours, enough of apologizing for being who you are. Enough of feeling like you need permission to take care of yourself. Enough of explaining. Enough of proving. Enough of fighting battles that only leave you empty. Because here's the truth. When you stop caring, you don't lose your kindness. You protect it. When you stop caring, you don't lose your love. You redirect it. When you stop caring, you don't lose your compassion. You learn where it belongs and where it no longer fits. When you stop caring, you don't become selfish. You finally become fair to yourself. You begin to understand that not everyone deserves your time. Not everyone deserves your loyalty. Not everyone deserves your patience. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Not everyone deserves to know your plans, your dreams, your heart, your truth. You start moving different, speaking different, thinking different. You choose silence over explaining, distance over drama, peace over proving, healing over holding on. You stop responding to negativity. You stop explaining to small minds. You stop entertaining nonsense. You stop justifying your decisions. You stop lowering your standards. You stop betraying yourself to keep other people comfortable. And people will notice. They'll notice your silence. They'll notice your distance. They'll notice your transformation. They'll say you've changed, and they're right. You did change. You grew. You evolved. You stopped caring about things that didn't matter and began caring about things that actually do. You began caring about your peace, your mental health, your future, your purpose, your emotional stability, your spiritual alignment, your boundaries, your healing, your happiness, your elevation. When you stop caring about unnecessary things, you start caring about the right things. You start caring about yourself. And that's what's scary. People who benefited from your lack of boundaries will accuse you of being selfish when you finally set them. People who were comfortable with your silence will call you distant when you finally speak your truth. People who controlled you through guilt will call you uncaring when you refuse to carry their weight. People who expected you to tolerate disrespect will call you difficult when you finally refuse. But none of that matters anymore because you just don't care. You don't care about opinions formed out of jealousy. You don't care about judgments formed out of insecurity. You don't care about assumptions formed out of projections. You don't care about lies formed out of bitterness. You don't care about noise created by people who have no idea who you are or what you've survived, because now you see clearly. You see who genuinely cares and who pretends. You see who values you and who uses you. You see who contributes and who drains. You see who builds and who breaks. You see who stays and who only shows up when they need something. You see who respects you and who tolerates you. And this clarity becomes your power. Not caring doesn't mean you close your heart. It means you open your eyes. It means you stop forcing connections that aren't meant to be. It means you stop chasing what's not aligned with you. It means you stop settling for less than what you deserve. It means you stop making excuses for people's behavior. It means you stop trying to be everything to people who give you nothing. It means you stop handing out chances to people who treat them like options. And in that moment, when you stop caring about the noise, you start hearing your own voice again. You start hearing your intuition. You start hearing your spirit. You start hearing God guiding you toward peace, toward purpose, toward healing, toward elevation. You begin to rise quietly, powerfully, without seeking approval, without needing applause, without proving anything. When you stop caring, you stop being controlled. You stop being manipulated. You stop being guilt-tripped. You stop living life according to the expectations of others. You stop betraying yourself for the sake of keeping people who were never meant to stay. You don't care anymore because caring was costing you the most important relationship you'll ever have, the relationship with yourself. And now that you've found yourself again, you're not going back. You're not returning to the old patterns, the old cycles, the old conversations, the old versions of yourself that lived for others. You're done proving. You're done chasing. You're done explaining. You're done trying. You're done caring about things that don't grow you, don't heal you, don't support you, don't align with you. Now you care about peace. You care about purpose. You care about alignment. You care about your future. You care about becoming the best version of yourself. You care about protecting what's sacred. You care about moving forward. You care about rising. And that is why not caring anymore is the